Brother lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. These are your player ratings. Arsenal 1, Brentford 1. Not the best performance, but look, we got a result. It's a point. It's a very, very crucial point. Probably if it was a loss, because we didn't play very well. If it was a loss, then we would have even been in a worse situation. We are now 6 points clear on the table. If Manchester City can lose tomorrow, that means the point actually helped us get somewhere further. We're going to be diving into every player's performance, rating it out of 10. Get into the comment box and let me know which players are getting 5 out of 10 is the average. And of course, below that is poor. Above that is actually okay. Hit the like button. Let's get this video to 300 likes. Now, let's start off with Aaron Ramsdale. Ramsdale's performance today, not actually that bad because like I said in the first half, Brentford had many chances, good chances, big chances. They could have buried that game at half time. Maybe 3-0, maybe 4-0, because I don't remember Arsenal having a good chance in the first half. Maybe Gabriel Martinelli's shot that actually eventually went up. But apart from that, I don't really remember. So Ramsdale, I think he's a good goalkeeper, and the goal I will still feel he should have done a little bit better, either trying to stop the cross from coming back into the area, or staying on his line and just making sure that when the ball is crossed back, he's still on his line. But generally, I'll give him a 6 out of 10, just slightly above average. I cannot really go up 7, 8 out of 10. No, it's a 6 out of 10 for Aaron Ramsdale. I believe in him. As a big goalkeeper, he can do better. These are the kind of games where you need him. These are kind of games where we actually need him. But I don't think it was a bad performance. 6 out of 10 for Aaron Ramsdale. Now, left back, Alexander Zinchenko. Again, look, with Alexander Zinchenko, it's kind of hard to look at him as a bad player. He always puts in the best performances. He always gives everything to this team. And I think he's one of those key figures in the dressing area, a leader, a player who wants us to win the Premier League. He's such a darling, but it's such a blessing that we have him. And I know many people will actually be going, Cossy didn't even create so many chances and all that. Yeah, maybe, but I still feel with him in that midfield, with him tagging into the midfield from left back, he's actually doing a very, very good job. And today, still no difference. We just need to be a little bit more, incisive with our passes. We just need to be a little bit more serious with our passing. But Alexander Zinchenko had a very, very good game as well. So Zinchenko, 7 out of 10. I won't be too harsh with these player ratings today. Benjamin White, I think he needs to rest. This is one I'm going to give a below average rating, 4 out of 10, just like his shot number. Benjamin White needs to rest. To be honest, he's one of the right backs I've looked at, in the Premier League, and they've been all right the whole season. I don't think it's been exponentially very good, but it's been all right. But in the last few games, although we talk about Saka and Martinelli, Benjamin White is one player we also need to talk about. His performances are going down very, very quickly. All right? They're going down very, very quickly. He's struggling to defend against players. And coming forward, I kind of feel like his impact is not the kind of impact that we need, right? So I think Tomiyasu in the next games, especially against Manchester City, Tomiyasu should be given chance to play at right back. Probably not all season. Tomiyasu can come in for 2-3 games just to allow Benjamin White rest, refresh, get better, and then come back in the team. One thing we never forget, or we cannot forget, is this Arsenal team is the youngest in the league. If we win the Premier League, and that's why I want us to win it, we will be the youngest team to win the Premier League ever with the youngest manager. And that is why I'm desperate for us to win the league this time. But Benjamin White, 4 out of 10, I wasn't convinced. I was really, really not convinced. And the way Mikel Arteta loves him, I think there is some kind of favoritism here. Or Mikel Arteta just wants to keep his starting 11 intact, unchanged, because again, Ben is not causing so many problems. But I'll give him a 4 out of 10. Many people will say, oh, because you don't like him on the podcast. But I wasn't happy with his performance, to be honest. William Saliba really held his man very well, Ivan Toney, throughout the game. And eventually, Ivan Toney scored. Okay, but I think this is why Saliba is the best centre back in the Premier League. That is why Saliba is the best centre back in the Premier League. If it was any other centre back, Rob Holding, he would have been sent off, because you're playing one of the very high level strikers. You're playing against one of the most difficult strikers in the Premier League, in Ivan Toney. He holds the ball very well. He turns, he spins in behind. He's very energetic, and of course, he's very, very cunning. He's always gonna draw those fouls, fall down, and then cause you to get a yellow card. But William Saliba, maturity, pace, edge, a genius of a defender. Today he gets, look, I'll give him an 8 out of 10. I give him an 8 out of 10. My defenders have actually been doing very well. It's the attack, it's the other side of the pitch that is actually letting us down. But my defenders are actually doing all right. Yeah, my defenders are actually doing very, very well. So 8 out of 10. Gabriel Magalhaes, he's been the better centre back actually compared to William Saliba in recent games. I think overall for the season, you can't say William Saliba is the better one. But in this game, I just like the way Gabriel made sure that whenever William Saliba was couldn't move and was with Ivan Toney, he was checking on his shoulder to see where is Brian Mbeumo. Where is Mbeumo? And I don't think it's a game where Brian Mbeumo had a lot of influence, a lot of impact. We know the duo, we know the strike partnership they have between them. They're absolutely lethal and dangerous. So Gabriel Magalhaes, 8 out of 10 as well. He's a nice lad. I think he's developed very, very much. If we can clean those 1-0s that are actually happening, 1-1, 1-0s that are happening in our in our game, we are serious title contenders. Thomas Partey back to full fitness. We saw that today. Played very well. Yes, he did play very well. We didn't see the sloppy passes. We didn't see him give away the ball for nonsensical reasons or no reasons. I thought he held the midfield very well. And Brentford, much of the work they had to do was to sit back and catch Arsenal on the break, and that was always gonna be their game plan. Just that Mikel Arteta ignored it. For me, if Mikel doesn't ignore their game plan, if Mikel goes, I know what you're going to do here. I know what you're planning in this game, so I'm going to respectively. I'm going to respectfully, treat you like you deserve. We win that game, because it was always about the counterattacks. It was always about them, catching us on the break. And I love the way we treat teams away, but when they come at the Emirates, I just don't like it. Mikel disrespects them too much. But Thomas Partey in the midfield, we governed it. He grinded it. He was in there, passing, receiving, tackling. Intercepting. He really played very well in that game. So I'll give him an 8 out of 10. Not bad. Yeah, not bad. How am I giving out 8 out of 10s in a 1-0 draw? Because I feel a little bit more positive and actually better. Martin Odegaard, 7 out of 10. Let's go with the 7 out of 10 with Martin Odegaard. Didn't have a bad performance at all. It was very far from bad. It was very, very far from poor from Martin Odegaard today. I could see him trying to thread those balls through. I could see him trying to take a shot. I could see him being very, very lively. I just kind of feel like Brentford then were too much for us. They were too good for us. It's not that our players didn't play well. It's just that Brentford executed their game plan better. And at times it happens. Come on, at times it happens. At times the team is going to play better than you. At times the team is going to, come to stop you. And that is what they came to do, Brentford. Stop you, and the little time they remain with, they will be going for a win. And that's what they were actually trying to do. So Odegaard, 7 out of 10. Xhaka, 6 out of 10. Average performance. When we talk about, Gabriel Martinelli not getting service and that left-hand side losing quality, Xhaka is to blame as well. It is not only Martinelli, Xhaka is to blame. You look at the right-hand side, Benjamin White, Martin Odegaard, and Bukayo Saka, right? All those players are not ghosting. They are actually playing real football, game in, game out. But when it comes to Saka and Martinelli, they have ghosted a little bit, and our team is now one-sided. So we need to find Xhaka's best position, which is actually playing in. But we need to get him going, right? We need to get him running, and there is no questions about that. So Xhaka today 6 out of 10. I wasn't really happy with the performance, but I know the guy he is. I know he will improve. I know probably it could be even the next game he could have a cracker. He could score a fabulous, fantastic goal, and then we get over the line. Now the front three, which actually did let us down. Okay, they let us down. Gabriel Martinelli, if I was going to award his first half, I would say 7. But first half and second half combined, it's interesting because his second half is actually poor, but his first half was actually alright. Okay, so I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Gabriel Martinelli, 5 out of 10. The second half just washes away any attempts he was trying in the first half. It just washes away all those attempts. It just kills everything he tried to do in the in that game in the first half. So I'm going 5 out of 10. We need to rotate him. Okay, this is when reality has to be spoken. We need to rotate Gabriel Martinelli more. We need to rotate him. TROSSARD has come in, has had a very nice impact. Trust him, start him. That is why we signed him. We signed him to create a difference. We signed him to allow us rotate. Start him in games. Okay, he's a nice lad. I think he's more flexible in tighter spaces. I think he doesn't need a lot of space to run into, and is naturally gifted as well. And Martinelli, don't forget, guys, Martinelli is only 21. He's only 21. Yes, Saka is only 21 as well. But we cannot over criticize these boys. This is their first top season, and they have already done so much. So Martinelli, 5 out of 10. By his standards, he can do better. He definitely can do better. Eddie Nketiah is a difficult one for me. Eddie is a difficult one for me. I don't know how to mark him. I don't know how to reward him. But I will need your thoughts and opinions in the comment box. Eddie, the Man United game, played very well, was getting in front of defenders, was throwing himself into challenges, was spinning in behind, was dropping, very well. And I kind of feel like in all these games, he's still doing the same things. But the quality just doesn't feel like there is quality in his performance. I just don't understand. And I don't want to be biased against him. I don't really want to be biased against him. So I'm going to say 87 out of 10. Yeah, he's doing all those right things, dropping, helping out with the defending. So many beautiful good things. So many good things on the ball. Let's go with a 7 out of 10 with Eddie. He didn't score, but I kind of feel like he's trying. I really feel he's trying. It will be so bad for anyone to say, oh, Eddie Nketiah is shit. Eddie Nketiah is not actually doing anything or helping us. You would be an absolute mug, an absolute idiot. He's trying. Yeah, he's really trying. So 7 out of 10. Bukayo Saka, the life, the spark, the only star in that attack. If he's not in there, it's gone. The assist from Saka, brilliant. It just shows you how much we need to start finding Saka in the right positions. It just shows you how much we need to get the ball into Bukayo Saka, because he's got the ability to make things happen. And one thing that I really love about him, there are 2 things he has improved this season. His conversion rate, which was absolutely outrageous and horrendous last campaign, and his decision making. Look at that ball he plays into Leandro Trossard. Doesn't waste time. The moment he gets into that position, he's thinking he must be running at the back post. And trust me, Leandro Trossard is lingering, right, off the shoulder at the back post. And when the ball arrives there, brilliant tapping. So Saka, for me, a 9 out of 10 performance. Yeah, he's the only 9 out of 10 I will give in this game. Leandro Trossard came on and scored his first goal ever for Arsenal. It could have been 3 points. It could have been 3 points collecting, but it didn't. What an impact he had, though. What an impact. And I think many Arsenal fans will agree with me here. We are blessed to have him. We are really, really blessed to have him. I think, look, he might not be that long-term guy, long-term deal, but so far, so good. Really, really, so far, so good. So, Leandro Trossard is a 10 out of 10. A substitute that comes on to score in such a difficult game and then doesn't end there but creates a lot of impact is definitely a 10 out of 10. I mean, he's a 10 out of 10 for me. I would definitely call him a 10 out of 10. So 10 out of 10 for Leandro Trossard. I want to see more of him. I want to see more of him starting. I want him to start against Manchester City. I want him to start against Leicester. I want him to start against Aston Villa. I want him to start so that my boy Gabriel Martinelli gets some rest. Okay. I think with Martinelli, it could be even this, kind of panic of Arsenal want Mudryk, Arsenal want Leandro Trossard. It could be that kind of panic, right? But the moment he gets used to the pressure, gets used to the idea of having a backup, then everything will be all right. So Trossard can start for these games because he's doing very well. And when Martinelli gets back on fire, we all know what he can do. We all know what he can do to players. 1v1 and even in tight spaces. So Trossard 10 out of 10. We need to see him start games more. Fabio Vieira, I give him the ordinary 5 out of 10, the average 5 out of 10. When he came on, I didn't see the difference between him and Xhaka. Actually, there was a downgrade when he actually came on. And I'm the one who was crying for him to come on, but I didn't see what I expected. So I'm going to say 5 out of 10. Mikel Arteta, the substitutions, I don't think he has a lot to work with, though. I mean, I want to be harsh on him, but does he have a lot to work with? Does he have much to work with? I don't think he has much to work with as a manager. He goes, I would love to win the game. I would love to to bring on Mudryk. I would love to bring in Joao Felix. I asked for those signings in January, but they gave me Leandro Trossard. They gave me, Jorginho. So there's nothing to do. So, Mikel, let's give him a 7 out of 10. Okay, let's give him a 7 out of 10, and let's bounce back in the next game at the Emirates versus Manchester City. Come on, Aston Villa tomorrow. You can do it. You can get 3 points against City, and I'll see you tomorrow.